Excellent.
That was 3.
Finally.
Finally, right.
Ryan Martin, his first title, and
absolutely
a trickier fight than we all expected.
Yeah. Fahim was very, very awkward. He's very awkward, very experienced, very gangly. Doesn't do your standard type job. You know, he is quite. I don't want to say negative because he's not that negative. When he comes forward, he gets a bit of confidence. But when Ryan was sharp and hit him solid, he then went negative, and you can see when Ryan was fainting, he'd like be jittery in that, which just goes to show sort of Ryan's speed, power, and the quality of his work. So Ryan just did what he had to do. He just won the rounds cleanly. You know, didn't get hit hardly at all. I think there was a couple of shots that caught him more towards the end of that. Ryan controlled everything, and he got his shots off. He tried putting it on Fahim, and Fahim's, like I say, extremely awkward to hit clean, but he caught him a few times, quite clean. I think he hurt him a number of times as well, but he was just very, very difficult. He's got that wide stance, he's got the long arms, and he's difficult to get in amongst that. But I think Ryan boxed beautifully on that one. Won every round easily, through them combinations, used his footwork, used his angles, got the shots off. And he said, he's tough. He said he's strong as well. So it was a measured performance. He didn't want to go in there and get caught with a silly shot. So he boxed sensibly. And it was difficult because, although I've said Fahim wasn't negative, he wasn't really, but to a degree he was negative because he didn't try and put it on Ryan. When he did, I think it was in the last round, Ryan turned it on and gave it back, and straight away he backed straight off again. He didn't want it. So it was an awkward fight. We know Fahim's awkward for everybody, but I mean that was a comprehensive win. That was emphatic. So it just goes to show the quality of Ryan and the work he's been putting in. Could have done 10 or 12 rounds at that pace because he's come out of it, he's still fresh. Same as Danny. Everybody moans about Danny's fitness and his training, blah blah blah. Danny could have carried on for another 2-4 rounds. Danny wasn't blowing at the end of that at all. He was enjoying it. Ryan's just enjoyed it. They've had good fights. So yeah, it was a great night. And Ryan's come away with a bout which he fully deserves. So
obviously, a lot of people talking about Ryan and Garvey Kelly. How realistic is that now?
Well, let's see what happens. I think we've got to meet. We've got to talk about it. I mean, it's a fight that can happen if it's at the right time, which is sooner rather than later. And let's not talk about any silly titles on this one, like what I've heard. There's no point, at the end of the day. Let's either fight or let's fight for a southern area if it's vacant. If they want the fight, let's get the fight on at the end of the day. It doesn't have to be for a title at all. It can just be a Swindon derby. I'm not going to say grudge match because, Garvey's a lovely fella and Garvey and Ryan get on. Business is business, so let's get it on. But if they still want that fight to happen, then let's make it happen. It's not a fight that we shy away from at all. So, we're waiting to see. There's talks have got to happen. It's all out again. Garvey Ryan. Yeah,
I haven't asked you for a prediction though, and I'm not going to. So.
Oh, thanks. my prediction remains the same.
Yeah, but you talk about a southern area. I mean, you don't just get a southern area title, do you? So how much work have both boxers got to do to that to be on the line?
I'll be honest with you. I mentioned that because after Ryan's last fight, the border control inspectors that were at the last fight in Gloucester offered it to us. Would you like us to put you forward for the southern area title? I'm not going to say no, am I? I'm not making it up. I'm not saying, let's just go and do it. Southern Area Border Control inspectors suggested that Ryan gets put forward to fight for a Southern Area title. There it is. It's not me just plucking things out of the air that some people seem to think I'm doing. It was come from them. So whether that's going to happen, because Temuka's obviously got that at the minute. I think he's making a defence next month of that title. I'm sure then he'll probably move on from that. I don't know. So we're waiting to see what happens. If it comes free, if it's offered to us, then yeah, let's do it. If it's not, then I don't know. Do we have to fight for anything necessarily? I don't know. Just get the fight on. I think Swindon would back it, and it'll be good. But it's another fight, isn't it? So we'll take one fight at a time. I'd like Ryan to be out again in December as well, on a show. So we've got that to work on next. We'll be back in the gym midway through next week, and away we go.
That's great. Well, congratulations tonight.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, enjoy the celebration.
Yeah, I need my bed. I'm tired.
Thank you, Rich.
Cheers.